All right, guys, project wood trailer, firewood hauler complete. I mean, this is so easy. I mean, I did it in my slippers, man. I mean, if you can't do this, you might as well give up whatever card that you consider important, whether it's a man card, woman card, whatever card. Give it up. This is easy. The only little snafu on the build was this one going in. Needed to be persuaded with one quick bounce off the floor. You know, during welding, I'm sure some of the stuff. I mean, this thing is sweet looking. I don't like this. I wish it was a ball. I have a 2-inch ball on my quad, four-wheeler, whatever you call it. You're supposed to take this out and then put this in here, but I don't want to do that every time, so I got this deal from Napa. This is for a 2-inch. I might just, can I go over this and save that part? Maybe. Yeah, I guess I can. Just drill some holes and maybe leave this type of flange here just in case I want it in the future. Just put some bolts in there. That's what I'm going to do. The overall quality is fine. The paint is pretty cool. They picked a cool color scheme. They actually looked at their colors, I guess. This is the only thing that's a little bit hokey here, right? Underneath here. I don't know if you can see it. It's dark. Underneath here. This is a tab on the bottom and top, and it catches with a carriage bolt, and it grabs the axle. So it's a little chattery, right? Underweight. When I go to grab this, all that we got bouncing on is this little piece of, what is it, 1/8 inch metal. That's what's holding the whole trailer weight. I could see this bending easily. Could be wrong. You pull that, it spring mounts. It's got some grip tape on it from like a skateboard. It's pretty funny. And that goes down, that's the dumping feature. So, you know, you bring it back up. I'm hitting that as hard as I'd like to smash it back, and it grabs. I guess you could hook a wire to this or a rope if you wanted to have it at your... But you still got to get out and bring it back together unless you put a spring on it so it's an auto snapback. I don't think it's worth it. The one negative thing about this whole deal was one of the hardware bolts or nut stripped out, hand tight. I mean, I'm not really giving it a lot. I got a good hand here and it's got some power in it, but I was just giving it a little and it stripped it. So I went over to my box of stainless steel, and this is supposed to be grade 8. I don't know. It's got the stamp on it. So the hardware is a little cheap. This is cool. I was putting these in and I saw the holes and I'm like, oh, they're going to give me hardware for that so I can keep this down. And they did. It gave me these quick release that you'd see on the back of your trailer. Just a pin and you pull it out. You got to line up the holes. That being said, right now, I could pull this whole thing off the trailer, right up. I could pull all these right out. See how that's loose? So that's kind of not really holding it into the black bed, but it's got it together a little bit better. But once you bend these things, throwing firewood in, I'm sure that it's going to be very difficult to line it back up. You know, if you're tossing in chunks that I'm tossing in, this is pretty good for split in the woods and haul it out. So if you're trying to throw huge 12, 8, 16-inch, 18-inch, 16-inch rounds in here, you're going to throw a couple in there standing up and you're going to be gentle about it. If you put the actual firewood already split, I can see you having it be a more neat and productive and not beat the heck out of this. Because think about me putting a huge round right on this metal here and bend this, and then now it's a little whacked. So it's mid-duty. It's not heavy duty, I think. This rubber tarp's cool. I'm not going to use it, but I'm just showing you what it looks like with it in there. If you throw some dirt in there, the dirt's going to run out the sides. The dirt's going to run out the back. It's not really meant for dirt. This is going to be like destroyed in 5 seconds. You know, it's a thick rubber, but you know what I'm saying. You got to be futzing with that. Who knows, that blows away. It's in the woods. And now your trailer is pretty much looking for plywood. So this cost me $257 delivered. Took 2 days. I'm thinking it's going to be good for my needs and my wants, or what I need and want. But at the end of it all, if you could find one on Marketplace, you're much better off. I was seeing people asking a lot for them, man. They were asking $400 and $500 for home-built trailers. And then to get the axles, I have all the pipes downstairs to weld one. You know, you're going to be into it $1,000, you know, with the metal, the welding, the gas, if you need it. Let's move this out of the way. And we'll get it lined up another day, but I just wanted to show you guys the ride height. So with that on the hitch there, it's just a touch up on the hitch. It's got a kickback, you know, it's leaned back. I wanted to have a quad tire, and that's what it kind of showed in the pictures, but if you read the measurements, they tell you what it is, and that's exactly what they said it was. It's like a 16-inch tire. I might get crazy and weld a spare set of my ATV tires, or make an adapter to adapt that lug pattern to a rim that's like this, which is just a cotter pin and a shaft, like a regular lawnmower. You know, it's just a shaft with a cotter pin and 2 washers and a sealed bearing. It's a sealed bearing, which is nice in the rims. This is still going to drag. It's not going to sit down. There's no suspension. So it's going to be rigid. And that's what I'm going to use to take the stuff out of the woods. That's it. I'll show you a video of that later. I could also get like a drop hitch. I can go on all day about this, but I can get a drop hitch that'll get this more level. You know, I could get a 2-inch drop hitch. Yep. Or flip that one upside down and bring it down a skosh. And it'll ride more level, but it's still not going to have a nice ride like an ATV tire. So that might be the customization that I'm going to do. But at least now I have a good amount of space up here to clear. So if I wanted to put a bigger tire on here, I could bring it out slightly and up. Whatever. You know. This is bent over, right? I'm working in here and I'm using my back. I'm bent over. It's only about mid-thigh high, where I'd like to be at waist height with this stuff when you're working on it, so you don't have to bend all the way down. The dump mechanism, I mean, how much dump are you going to get out of that? If it's like this, and you pull the dump lever, I mean, it's a slide out, and you could pull away, drag it on the ground. And if your wood is stacked this way, maybe it'll slide out. It'll probably get caught up in these racks. You know, I'm criticizing it because, you know, you want to be able to use it. So in an ideal situation, you'd have a plate on the sides so nothing gets stuck, and then it'll just slide out like a ramp. But I can see firewood getting jammed up on an angle. And, you know, what do you want for 200 and something bucks? I'm from China. All right. This is what it is. And look how far off this can go. Like, I don't understand this at all. So without this to connect it, without this to locate it, these 2 little tabs to locate it, I don't know. I mean, look how much room you got. They have it spaced down, so it can't go up any further. This is what your load is riding on when you're making a turn. I mean, that's... When you're making a turn and it wants to pull this way, and you're going up an uneven ground, I think that this is a weak point here. I really do. I think this is only for flat travel and, you know, hay bales and really light loads. This is a little bit lighter than I was hoping for. For me to strengthen this, you know the deal. I'm going to have to put a box here and a box here on the side to give it that bumper. only relying on this piece of steel that's tabbed out. And I bet you if this bends, right, this bends, that's down, it has no way to keep itself in alignment after that happens. I guess that's the only way they could do it. You need some locating bars or something to keep this thing straight. It'd be cool to have a bar. Like we're going to do Heim joints. I don't know. That's where we're at. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this is informative. I don't think it's a terrible deal. I think I'm okay. But, you know, I'm going to beat the heck out of this thing. I know that. And I'm going to let you know what it looks like after my season of hauling some firewood. I'll show you some videos. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. Carry on. Make sure you guys get out and do stuff before the weather hits. If you're going to be in the North Country, watch out for the snow. It's coming.